the French and the English have been at war basically for about 700 years. It's kind of the national sport of both countries, and we're pretty good at it. And we really only stopped in the 19th century. In the 18th century, there was nice things to fight over, like Canada and India. England got both of them, basically. Thank heavens we got India, because it really improved our cuisine no end. And the French got some of Canada, which of course is the Quebec part, but the English kept the rest. And these wars meant that there were every so often there was a great peace treaty, which was an excuse for a party on both sides of the Atlantic. So in 1748 there was a peace treaty between England and France. It was celebrated in Aix-la-Chapelle, which is Aachen in Germany. And they decided to have a party on both sides of the English Channel. And the French asked Rameau to write an opera called Naïs. Culturally wonderful, huge, great, festive thing at the Opera House. The King of England didn't really want an opera. It's a bit too cultured for him. So he decided to have a fireworks display. And anything you do in the open air in England is courting disaster, because it's bound to rain, which it did. It also was a disaster because they built this huge firework palace, and two guys both thought they had the right to light the fireworks, and they both did at opposite ends, and the entire thing blew up, leaving the musicians to play for the next 20 minutes as bits of blue paper, bits of wood, wigs, and various things dropped down from the sky. Everybody loved the music. And there was a dress rehearsal a couple of days before. 17,000 people came to hear it, probably the biggest audience ever. And the music was incredibly loud. There were 26 oboes, 12 bassoons, 9 or 12 trumpets, 6 timpani players. Massive noise, biggest noise that had ever been heard in London. And Handel even borrowed the timpani, I think, from the Tower of London, which they used to drown out the sound when they were executing people, so that it would make this huge, huge din, so that it could be heard in St James's Park, which is right near Buckingham Palace. And there are some wonderful engravings of the fireworks palace, as it never really was, because it blew up. And this music, the king originally didn't want any violins in it. He said he wanted no fiddles, he just wanted trumpets and drums. He was not a very cultured guy. He's the only British monarch actually to die in the bathroom. But he's famous for saying that he hated poetry and painting. He did kind of like Handel, because he was German as well. And Handel produced this magnificently pompous, festive piece. And of course it's designed to be played in the open air, which we will not be doing in Avery Fisher Hall. So we're sort of wiping its shoes and bringing it indoors. We're sort of giving a slightly sort of Jenny Craig version of the thing, because we're not going to have 26 oboes, because there are only 4 or 5 in the New York Philharmonic. But it will still be very loud in its domestic setting. And it will fill the hall like a Mahler symphony will, which is the equivalent of what it must have done in the original. We won't be having fireworks, not even virtual ones on the super titles, I don't think. But it is a magnificent and glorious piece. And if I may say, a great way to remember George Frederick Handel on this anniversary, very near anniversary of his death in 1759.